Hello. I'm going to try and talk a bit clearer in this video. I listened to my last video and it sounds a bit like I'm mumbling. Sorry for my accent, it's a bit strong. Hopefully it's not too strong. This video is going to be about my first panic attack. I haven't always had problems with anxiety. I've always had social anxiety, but not sort of general anxiety. And I think anxiety and panic attacks are a different issue. My first panic attack was maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I hadn't had one before that. I'm not sure I actually understood what one was. I'd heard the term mentioned, but I thought maybe that was for weaker people, or I was immune to it, or it had never happened to me. I was working in a call centre. The office was open plan, which I hate. It makes me feel kind of exposed. I'd love the cubicle, even though a lot of people seem to hate them. The stress of taking phone calls all day just kept building. I'd had a few bad calls that day and was feeling kind of stressed. Stress is kind of different to panic though. I was feeling stressed. I'd just finished a bad call and the stress, it was like the stress didn't really have anywhere to go. I had this like instinct to scream. I felt a scream building in my chest. I took a deep breath in and got to the point where it was on the tip of my throat, you know, where your muscles contract just to make the ah noise. It was a split second from like happening. I caught myself and didn't scream, but I didn't know what was happening. The experience freaked me out so much. It's when I had my first panic attack. It was the fear of like doing something insane in public. My heart started racing. I was hyperventilating. All my muscles contracted like I was about to like try and withstand an impact. I have this weird thing when I'm like panicking where I have to grab onto something and hold on to it for dear life, like I'm going to get blown away or something. I was panicking about as much as though someone had a gun to my head and was threatening to kill me. I managed to keep it together, I don't know how. But I had like insane anxiety for at least 24 hours. I don't think I slept at all that night. I basically had a panic attack that lasted like for at least a day, constantly. At that point I didn't know it was a panic attack. I thought I was going insane. I thought I was going to like be carted off to a mental health hospital, and I thought I was losing my shit. Later on through research on googling just what was happening, I realised it was a panic attack. But at that point I thought I'd lost it. The fear of like going insane in public was a major fear for me for a long time after that. Not long after that I quit my job. I couldn't work while being in that state. I know I'm not actually going to go insane in public. I know it. There's no danger of it. But my mind latched on to that fear. I started with like intrusive thoughts. If you don't know what intrusive thoughts are, they're like thoughts that pop into your head to do something like extreme or twisted or something. I think normal people have it, but they just don't get amplified or pay much attention to it. I can't cope with heights anymore because I have this like, they have intrusive thoughts that I could just jump off. I could just dive off, like impulsively just dive off. I wouldn't jump. I don't want to kill myself. I wouldn't do it, but my mind latches onto the thought that I could just jump off. It's like a safety mechanism gone wrong for me. It's like need to be aware of certain things. Like say you're just in the kitchen holding a knife. a normal person's like, oh, I'm holding a knife, I should just be careful. Well, not. I'll just be careful. And it's not something to latch onto, and it doesn't kind of amplify in the head. For me, it's like, I'm holding a knife, shit, I could stab someone. I'm not gonna. There's absolutely, I'm not violent. There's no chance of me doing it. But it's just like the anxiety of the situation. It really got out of hand for a while. It's worse in formal situations. It's kind of funny thinking about it. A while ago, I had a job interview, and I couldn't answer questions because all I had running through my head were standing up and dropping my trousers, and maybe just pointing at my junk. That's insane. I wouldn't do it. I didn't do it. There's no chance of me doing it. But they were asking me questions about, say, what's your greatest weakness? And I just thought of standing up and dropping my pants. At my grandfather's funeral a while ago, and everybody else was mourning, obviously, but it even overrode that. All I could think of in that situation was standing up and screaming "Cunt!" as loud as I could. I know I'm not going to do any of these things, but they just run through my head in situations where I have to kind of present myself dignified. They have got better lately though, but they're still there. For a while, at least, anxiety became as bad as the social anxiety. Social anxiety affects my long-term success, kind of working, relationships, and things like that, and just socialising. But anxiety is stopping me from, and panic attacks are stopping me from working. They're affecting my short-term survival. I think maybe it's the kind of anxiety I need to prioritise, really, because I can work with social anxiety. Well, I can work temporarily with social anxiety before I end up quitting, but anxiety is another beast. I suppose I need to cope with both. I'm not sure if they're both the same thing, whereas if what reduces one is going to reduce the other. One thing I've noticed with the mindfulness meditation I've been doing lately, that has helped with anxiety a lot, especially at home. Even though the anxiety's got slightly better, it's still present when I'm trying to sleep at night. It's like I can push it out of my head a little bit in the day, but as soon as I lay in bed, my muscles start tensing and I start hyperventilating. And it's affected my sleep quite a lot for a long time. But I've been doing the mindfulness meditation just before bed, and that's managed to calm my mind down quite a lot. I actually do it in bed as well while I'm trying to sleep. I'll probably do a video on that in the future, but not today. I think that will do it for today. Alright, thanks, and I will see you later.